And welcome to another episode of Play versus Download. I hope we get more of these, but we have a lot in store. Listen, this is the place where you can download all the great things Scholastic side of esports right to your cranium. And to take you through that, your host with the most, Sankola, and some other guests throughout the day. But I have some fantastic play at the very end, Street Fighter side stuff. But before we get to any of that, let's run down the topics. We've got a lot to cover and a lot to go through. Oh, it's on this side. Oh, it's on this side. Okay, Spotlight Wars will be the second thing. But first of all, Play versus Super 25 is super sick, and we'll detail that in a second. Of course, Spotlight Wars will detail why we have been going for that more than the Battle Royale. And of course, the thing that I'm excited for and the reason why I'm partially here and why I have this cool background is Ultimate Street Fighter. And I'll be joined with the coach, the mastermind of Street Fighter himself, Zaffarino. This is all what's going down, people. We already had one episode to kind of introduce things, but today we'll start that coaching play. But let's begin with Gridiron Showdown. Listen, Play Versus has been working with the NFL to bring some exciting events to the community. Earlier this year, 100 students from Clark County Parks and Rec have played with the Madden pros and content creators the week leading up to the Super Bowl. Catch this video to see how it all went down.
Today, we're here at HyperX Arena in Las Vegas, one of the world's coolest and most exciting esports arena, to allow 100 kids from Clark County Parks and Rec to compete in a Madden tournament. We're calling it Play versus Live Gridiron Showdown. Today's event is a really important one, and we're really excited about it. It's the inaugural Play versus Live event. It was important for us to establish Play versus Live, to create opportunities for more kids to experience the excitement and benefits of esports and competitive gaming.
The city of Las Vegas has a true commitment to esports and embracing everything that goes along with the workforce development components of esports. So this was a great opportunity to not only look at the gaming aspect of it, but just for them to see on a larger scale what they could do down the road.
Currently we serve thousands of schools across the country, but we're always looking to impact more. While kids are on our teams today and they're competing across fall and spring seasons, it was also important for us to establish Play versus Live to create experiences in between that season on one day or on one afternoon like today.
My favorite thing about today has been, getting to meet the kids, also meeting some, incredible athletes on the panel.
Everybody's path is different, and enjoy your path and take it for what it is, and don't try to compete with your neighbor or, compare yourself to everybody else all the time, because your perspective is the one that matters, and you have to keep that paramount in your life.
I thought it was important to be a part of today's festivities because just as many of these young people might have seen me play, I'm here to watch them play. We have to support each other. Now, I may not be the best Madden player, but I was pretty good when I was on the football field. And I think if we're able to trade stories, maybe they'll be able to take some of the excitement, the enthusiasm, and the lessons that I learned on the field and apply it to the way that they play the game. And they might be able to give me some advice in terms of how I'm living my life now. And I think that when I think about the world of esports, it's not a zero-sum game. It's everybody being able to learn from one another.
One of the things we talk a lot with our friends at the NFL who've been partnering with us on this event is unique ways in which they can make connections to fans in different ways.
I think gaming is important because it's a way to de-stress yourself.
It was actually really cool because it's a game that I've never played before, and it was actually really fun.
It's okay to take your grades serious. It's okay to take your training serious.
You should try it because it's a good way to spend your free time and meet new people.
The opportunity of this event and what we can do potentially across the league and getting more and more teenagers to compete in Scholastic Madden tournaments is a really exciting way for them to make new and unique connections with fans that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So we're really excited to support that.
And one of the things I talk about a lot is self-talk, right? Self-talk in terms of being able to motivate yourself. You might be able to be motivated by your friends, your family, or your teachers or somebody else, but the most important person that motivates you is yourself.
We are back, and I am joined with Michael from Live Operations, my brother. I lied when I said I was going to break everything down. I can't really do that. I have to have some help, and I've got Michael with me. How you doing?
Hello. Yeah, nice to be here, man. It's pretty awesome to obviously get to be a part of this alongside you, and I'm really excited to hopefully talk about some cool stuff.
Yeah, speaking of cool stuff, the Super 25 has just started for the school year, showing off the best esports programs in the country, which is wild to say when it comes to like Scholastic, right? This is a very new thing comparatively to other esports and how they've grown in other areas. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, so basically since 2022, we've been partnering with USA Today to highlight some of the best teams for each esport, really some of the biggest programs that we have nationally across different high schools. And so now we've started to feature the top 25 programs from across the entire country, similar to what USA Today traditionally does with sports. So we figured, why not do the same with esports and these awesome high school programs all around. And it's a pretty interesting thing. We basically look at what esports programs have a lot of competition going on. If they're competing in 5 unique different esports titles, right, which is quite a lot, and which ones of them are maintaining just the absolute top of their game and winning throughout the leagues, and that's how we pick it all together.
That's great. That's not like super general. It's very much tailor made per school, it sounds like. That sounds like it's also going to help grow them in a better manner rather than just having a very generalized, standardized game plan where you're like, we'll just go off and do this and whatever, because that may not fit every single school or what they're doing too, right?
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy when you look at some of these. I mean, some of these high schools have set up some insane programs with some absolute top level competition. I mean, some of these high schoolers are almost at the pro level with the level of competition that they put out every week, and so it is pretty awesome to be able to feature that and really show it off to the world in a way that we can, and substantially with stats too.
Nice. Now I need some more help breaking more things down. All right, play versus zone wars. All right, last week we kind of touched on it a little bit. Fortnite's coming back to play versus in a different manner than usual. Now it's less of a battle royale, more of the zone wars. Let's take a deep dive with the map teaser that was released this fall. Take a look at that real quick. Oh, we don't have the clip. Oh, my bad. Maybe I misread that. But either way, I'll just talk to you directly about it then. We touched on this briefly, but I want to know why we're going for zone wars instead of battle royale. Like, why something that's not as typical rather than like something you see all the time when people are really familiar with Fortnite? Why something a little bit different?
Yeah, so I think battle royale is obviously where everything started, and a lot of the most popular game type in Fortnite. At the same time, it's pretty difficult to make it work at a level of competition, right? Schools versus schools, things like that. And we used to definitely do a lot within the battle royale space, but when we were thinking about what's a really big way to bring back Fortnite, we were looking at more head-to-head competition, as well as really the big break that Epic's been doing with bringing in Unreal Editor for Fortnite. So that's what kind of started to lead us into, hey, let's try something new and see what our audience is digging.
Speaking of that, you actually have become a little bit of a developer yourself, right? Like you've kind of come as a developer overnight, making the map. How did you make this map? And what were you thinking in terms of making it competitive or making it fit the vision of Play Versus?
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. When we started to take a look at everything, we really checked out like what was the most played type of game within Fortnite with all of the custom islands that exist. And in that, that's how we looked at, do we do zone wars? Do we do box wars? Do we do bed wars? Right? There's so many different things, very similar to kind of the old school days of like Warcraft and custom maps and things of that nature. And we went ahead and picked zone wars as a game type because really it's just a matter of like, hey, putting two groups, getting that kind of team versus team element in there and keeping all of the standard Fortnite practices of building and whatnot. And as we started to think about how do we make this our own, it really became all about thinking about the what makes a game fun, what makes it competitive, what keeps it fair, right? And how do we capture like the essence of what Fortnite normally is, right? When it comes to the way that it's played, how teams fight against each other, and then put a little bit of a spin on it with some cool custom maps, make everyone feel, at home with different looks and things of that nature. And it's been a lot of fun thinking aesthetically what's really cool, but then also like how do you get into the mechanics and balancing act and even just things like gameplay flow and optimization. So it's been pretty crazy. It's been a lot of fun.
It's really cool. It reminds me of like, the builders of like Little Big Planet and stuff like that. But obviously this is way deeper, as you mentioned. The competitive side makes it a lot more intricate. And it's cool to see that you are fine tuning it for what you want to do instead of just doing the general stuff. Again, not just a general game plan. You're actually formulating things that are based around how you want to evolve esports out here. Now, we've talked about the past, talked about the present. Let's talk about the future. What's on the horizon? Play versus Zone Wars.
Yeah, so Play versus Zone Wars is kind of our start, really. I think while we've been doing this, it's been a lot of learnings. Obviously, it's a pretty difficult thing overall putting everything together. And we've started off with really a pilot season on seeing how it works and what can we make better. So right now it's really all about finding, I have a cat attacking me on the right here. Right now it's really been about balancing everything, seeing what feels right, what doesn't feel right, and a lot of bug fixing. We know that like where we're at with it right now, we want to make a couple of features different and better, and we're really listening to the community. I think it's been really awesome. We've gotten to work with our community really closely on this. Every week we're getting feedback, and then it's a conversation about, hey, what do you guys want to see versus what we have right now. And so I think the future right now, for as far as it goes with Zone Wars, is to really look at what do we want to add, right, and how do we want to optimize. And at the moment it's really about probably adding in a little bit more variety with the gunplay that we have, maybe changing up some of the arenas that people are fighting in, right, to make them more competitive, give a different feel and look to it, and then just like listening to our fan base, right, getting that feedback of what did you like, what didn't you like, and then looking to see over the next season as we go into the spring, or even so as we go into the next Scholastic year as a whole, like what are those big things that we can bring in, add as cool features, and build out the map, so that we can decide, if that's the best route to continue going with Fortnite as a whole.
I like that. Usually the customer is not always right, but out here, y'all definitely take a listen, and you definitely taking that feedback. And it's great to hear. I always see you have fans over the chat saying they love you. Y'all have been doing a lot of work out here, so well rewarded with that. Mike, thank you so much for joining and breaking these things down, because I could not do it. I was trying to read through the notes and trying to figure this stuff out. I was like, I need somebody. So appreciate you. That's Mike from Live Operations. Give him love, please, and obviously the cat too as well. Is the cat still by you? Is the cat still by you? Right there.
He's in the corner. He's like sleeping on the edge here, really trying to look cute while I'm trying to work, obviously. But every once in a while he kind of paws over, so maybe he'll decide to make an appearance. But I do think we actually do have some cool gameplay footage of the map. We got we basically were able to record and look at a full match throughout, and start to kind of highlight a little bit of what it looks like if we want to go through that. And I can tell you a little bit about it in depth as we show it off here.
Please do, because this looks already pretty intricate. Now, how long does this usually take from start to finish?
Yeah, so it really varies. Even the simplest of things can take a while. We actually, we sped up development quite a lot on this because it was something that we really wanted to do and wanted to see if we can fit it in for this season as a pilot. And so this build out from start to finish took us, I think, about 2 months, almost 3 months.
Okay.
And I would say that it's at a state where we definitely are getting to play test a lot of it and see what works and doesn't work, but by no means complete. About 3 months to get this type of game mode here.
3 months.
And yeah, it's crazy. Even the simplest of things just take a while, right? And there's a lot of bug fixing and different testing aspects. And we wanted to have something that could work for PlayVS competitors, but also just the Fortnite audience as a whole. Even if you want to hop in the middle of the game, inside Fortnite itself and search for a game and play, that you're able to do that. And so what we did is we created this initial kind of lobby area you see here, where at the beginning you pick between a competitive game mode and a quick play mode. And the competitive mode is kind of takes you into this next aspect where you pick out your weapons, and then you get to mod your weapons. And once both teams ready up, we start to put you in these very tense 2v2 arena situations where we look to see, hey, who can eliminate the other team first, and then the first one to get to 10 rounds wins. And as you can see, it can get pretty hectic pretty quickly if you know how to use all the Fortnite building mechanics in there.
Yeah, that is like a quick build right there. But it's great that you mentioned that you're doing this also for audiences outside, so other people can experience what these Scholastic Soldiers are doing out here as well. That's really cool that you've also kept that in your mind. Like, it's not just about the esports that we have inside, but also outside as well. Have you found more people are starting to play this inwards in terms like the schools, or are people outside also joining into as well in terms of interacting with the map?
Yeah, so it varies. At first, we did see a little bit more, people trying it out from outside. I think right now the team is really focused on getting the experience just right to really appeal to that wider audience. So we've been really focused on making sure that all the aspects that need to be there for competition on PlayVS, right, exist. But I would say that the flow and the experience so far for a more wider audience is still like a work in progress. And so we've really focused our efforts to kind of talk about it and bring it within that PlayVS ecosystem. But all that to say, after this pilot season, from all the feedback that we've been getting, we have been building more towards how do we make that experience easier to queue into matches, right, randomly, instead of having to be ready to pair up against another team and things of that nature. And so I think that once we get that down, and as we do a little bit more events on the PlayVS side, we'll start to really see, if we can grasp a wider audience. But I definitely think it's possible, with a fun map and fun mechanics.
The fact that you even thought about that is great, because like these Scholastic esports players are going to be able to have that experience before they go off to even bigger places, right? When they get out of school, or as they advance in their career while they're in school, which is weird to kind of say, but it's definitely doable. There's a lot of young players that are in many genres that are making waves in the fighting game community. We have a lot of players that are like 16 and 15 that are taking down champs that are Capcom Cup champions and things like that in many tournaments. So it's definitely a thing that I'm happy to see that you all are looking forward to in terms of getting them prepped and prepared for later on.
Yeah, man. Like I said, these kids are cracked. It definitely, I wish I was this good at Fortnite, but yeah, man, the opportunity is all there, and I think that everything that they learn and what they're able to do and accomplish, even on this specific Zone Wars map, right? They can bring it to other Fortnite game modes and even other similar, action games, team based competitions, etc. Right? So yeah, it's all about building those skill sets, and we'll see what happens. I think it'd be really cool to be able to establish something a little bit more. What's what I'm looking for here? Something a little bit more. Not static. Static's a kind of a bad one here, but.
A standard, maybe?
Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah, a little bit more standard, right? When it comes to competition-based maps and things like that, because there's a lot of great content, a lot of great islands and everything on Fortnite, and a lot of it is made for that wide audience, right? But some of it is just missing that little bit of nuance to make competition easy, to make it simple for TOs, right, to be able to know who won, who what the current scores are, be able to report things quickly, etc. Right? So we're hoping to really just like level up, for example, like what the Zone Wars experience is enough so that even if there are other competitions out there at the collegiate level, at the regular grassroots level, even just like you and your group of friends want to put something together and play on this map because it's all there and set up for you, that you're able to do that. And I think that would be super dope if other people were able to get to experience that.
Y'all better take advantage of this. Again, we didn't have this back in the day. And obviously, esports was a very small thing, where maybe a decade ago plus. But the way it is now, it's easier to get into, easier to stay solid in, and easier to train into as well. When you have people like PlayVS really looking at how to make things competitive and stay competitive and help you build afterwards, it makes it even easier to grow. So I appreciate the work that you've done. I know as many sleepless nights that you were over a keyboard and drinking maybe more coffee than your body could handle. So it's definitely well appreciated to you and the team.
yeah. And I think the one thing I definitely want to say, especially to any high schoolers and everything they're tuning in, it's that a lot of all the tools that we use to make this are there and publicly available, right? And it's a great journey to start into game development. I think Epic does a really great job at equipping you with all the knowledge, tutorials, everything you could possibly need to learn how to make games inside Fortnite. And I think on top of that, it also is all built in the same manner that you would use a regular game engine, right? Unreal Engine, things like that. So if you love Fortnite as a whole and you want to also just learn, more about game development, just download the editor, make some cool stuff, and who knows, maybe if you make something really cool and show it off to PlayVS, maybe we'll find a way to feature you in our maps or around our competition. So.
That's the great thing about esports is that it's so many areas that you can build yourself, and you can do multiple things in esports. You can be, doing some game design and still be a competitor out here. I know people that are commentators or casters that also still play at a competitive level as well. So many things you can do. You don't have to just be one area. And again, Mike, appreciate you and the entire team for, again, making such an in-depth map and really looking for the community, not just the Scholastic community, but the overall Fortnite community. Thank you so much.
For sure. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of the show.
Right, that was Michael, again, helping out because there's no way I was going to be able to break all that down. I had to have somebody who was deeply involved and had their DNA put into that map. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and I don't really mean a real break. The other esport things would be like, we're going to take a break and run some ads and stuff like that, but not a PlayVS. No, we're actually going to show you the Alabama Splatoon champions and what they've been doing. When we return, though, we'll get to that Ultimate Street Fighter, so stick with us.
This all-girls Splatoon team is playing to win their first state championship in Alabama, and it all came down to
one last push in store for us.
My name is Vivian Chambers.
My name is Madeline.
My name is Abigail Holm. I go to JCHS and I'm on the Splatoon 3 team.
My name is Beth Holm. I'm the parent of a player on the James Clemens High School esports team, Abby. This is very important for kids like my daughter who cannot do physical activities anymore due to sudden change in her health. This she can play. So she gets camaraderie. She learns to get along with others like a little mini family. But she's learning all that, and it's fantastic.
Before Abby, there was a whole bunch of people that came before, and we weren't very good at all.
But fall 2023 was different. Sophia and Juliana, who'd be cooking on the JV squad, were added to the varsity roster. Suddenly, James Clemens found themselves with an all-girls roster.
When I first joined this game, I expected everybody on the team to be a guy.
It's really cool to see. I realized that a week ago, and we were just talking about it as a team. I'm just proud of us for being able to represent girl gamers, I suppose.
I'd say their confidence level has grown so much. I mean, we had kids there that barely spoke, and now I get to see the team that the parents see at home. because they've become so confident and they've gained friendships and relationships that have been really valuable.
They finished the regular season at 6-2 and entered playoffs as the 4th seed. Moving through the bracket, they made it to semifinals against the number 1 seeded team, Spring. This best of 5 came right down to the wire.
It was on our final game, like final few seconds. We had to win this to get here. And I think I was one of the first people to realize we had what we needed to win.
Everyone like started screaming. It was a huge pop-off because we're going to be going here.
And I think that was just my favorite moment because I knew that like I am with a team that knows what we're all doing and we're able to do this.
Between our two competitors, we have the James Clemens High School Skill Issue and the McGill-Tulane Catholic High School. Their team name is the Judd Plushie Fan Club. We're seeing a lot of close range fighting right now in the middle of the map where it looks honestly about dead even. This is a big stretch to close out our first round of our Splatoon best of 5. Final score, Blue wins. And McGill-Tulane has defended that second checkpoint. It is close. The Rainmaker picked back up, and that's game. That is a lightning quick game of Rainmaker that James Clemens has knocked out McGill-Tulane. They've got the high ground. McGill-Tulane so far away. They've taken the lead with 40 seconds left. Final 10 ticks for James Clemens. They're right there in sight. James Clemens takes it. But look at that. 29 ticks to go versus James Clemens 30. Still under their control. James Clemens needs a wipeout here. They need control. Otherwise, McGill-Tulane takes it. They do. We're going to Clam Blitz.
McGill-Tulane takes it just by 1 point.
One game to determine your state champion. Oh, the pressure is mounting. 2 minutes in, we're still 100 to 100. It's unbelievable now how close these two teams are, but the barrier's been broken too, with only 60 seconds left. In mode 5, James Clemens has a sizable lead. That passive activity has cost them a little bit of their barrier's health. It's 20 down. McGill-Tulane has one last push in store for us. They have to keep that barrier open, though. They do. It almost closed. 74 ticks. They need to get it at least to 46.
Overtime.
That's overtime.
James Clemens.
Overtime, but James Clemens is able to stave off that push.
Let's game. Let's game. Let's game. Let's go.
It was euphoric. It didn't really click to me at first that we had just won, but feeling like my teammates buzzing energy around me and then like everyone jumping up in joy, it was just crazy to me that we came here and actually won this.
If your kid wants to game, let them game because it's an outlet and it's a character building thing.
We know all those kids play games and it's going to teach them some life skills and strategies that they're not going to learn in other sports. I think it's a great program.
Very appreciative for PlayVS, very appreciative for Huntington College today for hosting this. I encourage everybody to get involved in esports. It's the future.
Y'all ready to hit the streets? Because I am. Time for Ultimate Street Fighter. And I'm joined with my brother, my blood brother at this point, Zapparino, one of the best minds in the business. He has a brain, surprisingly, I don't know how it fits in his tiny little head right there, but I'm super excited to be with you, brother. How are you feeling?
I have good insurance, so that, that way they gave me a good cranium. You know what I'm saying?
Brother, you have been a big proponent of really diving deeper into the player to player aspect and in the self-reflection aspect when it comes to learning the game and growing as a person in and outside the game. Just give me a quick spiel about who you are and what you do.
So first and foremost, let's get this out of the way because this is always a common theme with my interactions with people. My actual name is Zapparino. I don't know why my mom named me that. I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure that out. But that's my actual name. Okay. So I started playing fighting games my junior into senior year of high school. Don't ask me what year that was because gray hair will magically pop up on my chin. And since then, I've just been competing, teaching, streaming. So I'm 14 years total.
Yeesh. You've been playing, running around the world, competing with the best and taking down some of the best too as well. And we'll be out here coaching some of these players. We actually have some title cards for y'all to see today. Me and him are going to kind of commentate and break these things down. Now, how Ultra Street Fighter is going to go down is we're going to watch these matches, okay? Commentate over them. We're going to take a little bit of notes in our head, and then we're going to actually go back and coach some of these players. He'll get 3, I'll get 3. Then we'll see how they progress throughout play versus download. That's kind of the point of Ultimate Street Fighter, is to help these players progress at different levels. So obviously different levels will have different things. For Rookie, it'll be different than what we say for Diamond, and obviously for Master, but more ahead on things. So maybe we'll focus on matchups. I think our very first ones are ready to go. We have Clover and Ace. We'll start with Clover, a rookie player from Maine Central Institute in Maine's Ryu. All right.
Okay. Fundamentalist.
Ace now. See what Ace is from Maine Central Institute, and Maine's Terry, which is kind of wild to see someone maining Terry. So maybe they're more recent in terms of picking up the game or what have you, but still, I guess that's their character choice.
I have a theory. Rookie. Tell me. The Ace played Smash Brothers and played Terry. That's my theory.
Ah, you think
that's my theory. I'm going to hold on to that.
Ace, if you're in the chat, let us know. I feel like you might be right. You might be right. I
might have a read, right?
You might be right. You might be right. All right, so we got the rookie players ready to go, and we'll see. The skill, it's wild because I love seeing players that are just brand new in what they do, like round start. Like it tells me their intentions, what type of player they are, what type of player they want to be, what part they're accessing. We do see modern on the side of Ryu, so less in terms of some of the normals, and sometimes specials. But however, easier to anti-air. You'd be able to hit a button and a directional pad for a quick rebuttal. Okay, so Ace likes fireballs. You are a fireball player, right? You love fireballs.
Yes,
what does that tell you?
My favorite.
Yes.
I'm biased. So what it looks like here is Ace is just putting a lot of control on the screen, using a lot of the special moves and stuff like that. But okay.
Nice.
These are some fisticuffs, Ace ain't?
Yeah, they're very new. You know, they did mention they were rookie players. You know, that being said, though, they understand what's wrong. You can definitely tell they know what's wrong. Like that sweep, like they've used that button before. And they're like, this is good. The crack shoot move right here, like you can definitely tell that Ace knows that this is a good option. And that's what they've maybe had a few minutes with the game, or maybe a couple hours. Maybe they've done like you can't be. He was buffering.
The hardest
Ace.
of reads.
Nah, Ace. Okay, so also Ace was, as someone in our Discord had said, was a Smash player. So they've had experience with other games. So I guess that's why we see that buffer in the preparation against the fireball.
Okay, that makes sense then. See, so I was right about the Terry read then.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. I like how he's going for the Denjin charge. Ryu gets that extra damage.
The fact that they know to go for that too as well, right? It's a very important thing. They already know like the game plan. If I get this target combo, I should go for the digit charge. So they have a game plan in their mind in certain instances, which is wild to see for a rookie. Oh, this is the moment where it's so hard to close games out. For when you're like a starting player, you panic so much.
Yeah, that's facts. Even at the highest level, this happens. Even with the best players, you know. So it's all about who has the composure and who can remain focused in the moment to close out the games.
Mm-hmm. I think if you're Ace, it's definitely just good to throw out the fireballs. I think, especially when that moment happens, that's like the comfort tool. It feels like for Ace.
Yeah, Ace is doing a pretty good job of just maintaining the range with the fireballs, like really effective. All right. Okay, nice from Clover. Ooh, nice little fireball poke. Okay, we got some combos.
Yeah, auto combos or not, it doesn't matter. Like they know what they're doing a little bit. Now, crouching me to kick into the DP. Hold on now. Are we sure are you sure y'all are rookies?
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of fraud going on here.
But it's a good thing though. It's good to see that they have at least a general idea. Maybe they've been playing a lot of like the story mode or something like that. They've been maybe not playing a lot of like the online a lot, and they're still really new. You can definitely tell that they're new to the game, but they know what to do. Okay, and as we had said, like just go for what you know, do the safe solid options to finish things out, and that'll get you the
Keep
W.
it simple, right?
Yeah.
I was so into the game, I didn't realize it was over like that. I was like, what?
Very quick. Ace, apparently, My boy Stacks has said Ace was a snake main in Smash, but he's made half the dang roster at this point. I like that, the switch up.
Okay. Who goes for some Oki? Oh, nice little overhead. Little high-low mix-up.
And I see that crouching middle kick and the fireball DP have been definitely working out. So we do see that option a little bit more often. The side of Clover.
Ooh, nice conversion. Has to go for the meaty fireball. He's doing a really good job of like maintaining the pace and establishing the rhythm. And really making
And going for what works.
Yeah, for sure. Just keeping it real simple.
Overhead, fireball, crouching, medium kick into DP. Very simple stuff, not overextending. Ace kind of get ahead of themselves a little bit too often. You know, they're looking for like, the power charge, which isn't like a bad thing, but I'd like Ace to just go back to the fireball play. Kind of just keep it simple. Keep with what's working. If it's not working, we'll take those options a little bit more. You're in the beginner stage, so it's a little bit more different than, higher level players, but
sure.
There we go. There we go.
You know, the funny thing though is the commonality, regardless of like the skill level, you just want to stick to what's working, right? You don't need to overcomplicate things, and and it looks like Ace is doing a pretty good job of returning back to what was working in the first place.
It's gonna sound so grazing, but I like that Ace, and both these players are now recognizing that drive impact is something you can utilize. System mechanics are very important. I mean, like this is a very basic thing, but seeing held parry, things like that, those are very basic things that will take you very far. If you're trying to rank up in most ranks, to be honest, if you're attached to system mechanics and how to utilize them, you're going to be better off than most players, especially if you're trying to grind up to master.
Very, very true. I think the first thing anybody should learn is how to express the aspects of the engine. Right. I think they're doing a pretty good job of that. Showing the parry, showing the DIs, right? The drive reversals.
Wow.
Just, like perfect timing, right?
I did not drive reversal until I was in like Diamond. I was like, oh, this is useless, bro. I'll never use this. Gets the splat with the drive impact, no follow-up. But again, it's the idea of using these moves in this exhibition. It's the idea of using these moves, which is very important.
All right. Ooh, okay, nice stuff from Clover there. Oh, and now he's in burnout. This is the scariest mode to be in my opinion. Let's see if he defends him. Oh, and he does this. Yikes.
Wow,
Ace is looking kind of built different. I'm not gonna lie to you, Saint.
I think Ace, by the time we check in on them again, like in a couple of weeks, they're gonna be like legend rank with the character. Gonna change the game on what how he should be played, because just the buffers and like the reactions to things, the combos aren't there, the neutral isn't fully there, but the reactions to certain things are definitely there. And if they build upon that, it's a very good sign for Ace.
Right. Ooh. I like how he's repositioning to just get back to that comfort zone where Terry's fireball game is pretty strong. Oh, okay.
And this is like a general tip. Like if you're in the lower ranks right now, even if it is punishable, don't do it too often, but like have the opponent prove to you that they can punish something. There's a lot of things that are punishable that we've seen, like the power charge from Terry, the shoulder tackle. However, if it's, if it's working and they haven't punished you for it, keep doing it for a little bit. Obviously, you want to kind of mend that off as you get higher in the ranks, but to de-stress yourself, you don't always have to play perfect. I think that's the biggest issue for a lot of players that are new. They're like, I gotta play perfect and not do this. Sometimes it's okay to kind of play that wild a little bit, have a little bit of fun, and see why it will and won't work.
Right. You gotta use the game at kind of like a playground, right? And then in the meantime, you're figuring out how you're able to express your own personality, your own flavor, right? There's no reason to try to be perfect and do everything by the book, right?
They'll also help you from being very stagnant in your mind, like, oh, this is how it should be played. If you run into someone that does play wild, you'll be even more ready. Drive, impact, Ace is, again, understand the system mechanics. I think that's a really good sign here, Ace.
Yep.
So we saw Ace take it. Ace, we already talked about how it was doing a good job of using the system mechanics, like DI a lot more, had a clear fireball game. But it wasn't like, Clover was completely out of it. It felt like Clover had some good moments too as well. They had to use the auto combo with Modern. They had a decent enough game plan. But this is where, as you compete, you have to switch up a little bit. You can't fireball when there's DIs and stuff like that. Yada, yada. That's further down the line. But basically what I want to say is that, you see the difference of Ace going with what he knew was going to work, whether it was not punishable or was, and having that work. And then Clover needing to figure out more comfort food for him.
Yeah, I think from my observation, both players they did an excellent job of just staying active. I think that's very important in this game. I think that you want to establish initiative, similar to like in chess, how white pieces move first. You want to be the person that kind of moves first. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to take a crazy risk, but you do want to establish your game plan before your opponent, because you got to think about it. You've played your game plan thousands of times more than your opponent has played your game plan, right? So you'd want them to play your game. You don't want to play their game because they've played their game way more than you have, right? So you got to keep it really simple like that and just try to impose.
Yes, correct. And I think that also comes with a little bit of confidence too as well. I think, especially in the lower ranks, have confidence in yourself while you're playing this. It's a very stressful game. Fighting games are very stressful, but have confidence in yourself as you play, and what you do, even if it's the wrong option or right option, will keep you from hesitating as you get further in the competition. Now, let's see if we can get further into our next competition. I think we have some Diamond players up next, and those are going to be Sandwich and Red Mist. We'll start off with Sandwich Man. It's from Linden High School. Yo, I wonder what kind of sandwich they like the most. Are they like a Subway kind of person, or they like the local places? But they do make Marisa Italian. Okay,
Italian. He's playing Marisa, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm
you're so right
today.
You are
I'm so on it.
One of the best minds. One of the best minds, people. All right, let's get Red Mist in here. Saw them up in the chat. Red Mist. Okay, Red Mist.
And another Terry.
Yeah, Belmain High School.
Okay.
Change Akuma to Marisa. What do you mean? So is Sandwich meaning something different? Oh, okay. Red Main or Red Mist. You said where's Akuma? Where's the Akuma? Where's the Akuma, Red? You lied to me. I'm just playing with you. Playing Terry. I think it's one of those things where you might be right in terms of like maybe they played Smash and they like that character and they want to move over with that character. Like you go with something that you've seen before that is somewhat similar. It keeps your interest in the game. It's not really about like that. Oh, the technical. I could do the same moves, and because it can kind of be different depending on the game. But it's like this character's cool. I like playing him.
What did we talk about? We just talk about establishing your game plan, and we see Sandwich is just firing off on all cylinders with the Superman punch.
Okay, Modern again. All right. We'll see what Modern Terry does. Again, there's nothing wrong with Modern. Don't let anyone tell you different. There's nothing wrong with going Modern. Have better reactions. You lose some tools, but you gain the ability to react even faster, especially be able to super when prepared.
All right, nice. I like how Sandwich is taking the Oki and going for pressure after knockdown. Very important element of establishing strong offense in fighting games, and KO.
Okay, Sandwich with the first victory. Very dominant. I do like the, as you mentioned, Superman punch over the fireball round start. That was a very good option to entry. And you talked about that activity. We talked about how that's important no matter if it's rookie or diamond.
Right. Okay, nice. I like the patience that Sandwich is exhibiting by just parrying the fireballs. Not overextending too much, but just giving a little false sense of security to the opponent and then sneaking in the Superman punch there to get started.
They like Red Mist having that fireball pressure though, like round start, try to switch up a little bit by backing off. It was almost looking for a bait, like there was like the genesis of like the idea of how to deal with that move, right? They're in the moment trying to figure it out. Can't do that. The drive impact on the Quadriga.
I'm surprised that didn't punish. Oh, that was good. That was great reactions from Sandwich. You know, those moments are like, they can be kind of tricky. You think you're gonna get punished, but you should always just stay alert just in case, right?
Always be prepped.
So that was great presence of mind from Sandwich. Nice.
It's also one of those things where you can think about like, what characters can you drive impact and what can you not?
True.
Also, you know, like, and Maurice is one of those characters that you probably shouldn't. That's like a very general rule. And when you're in Diamond, you don't have to like know matchups very deeply. Like your faults have not much to do with the actual matchups. But
Sandwich is ready.
Oh, Sandwich is prepped. I think you got hit with too many DIs. I was like, I got a DI back. I'll never let it happen to me again. But I think it's one of those things where it's like you got to know like what characters you can probably DI more and what not to. Marisa, you can't DI too much.
Right. Nice. Sandwich is doing a great job of jailing and keeping Terry in the corner. Oh no, the side switch. Nice check on the jab there. That's a cool win animation. I've never seen that.
Still ready for action? She's like, I'm ready to fight. Get on hook.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I like the clear game plan after a knockdown. Like Sandwich has been going in after like, I'm gonna go for the Superman punch, go for a drive rush,
you want
the drive impact.
I'm
I'm gonna let this rip. I like that.
Ooh, okay. I can definitely see some confidence being built up for Red Mist. Once you get like things like that established, you get that DI or you get that whiff punish, it just gives you all the confidence you need to just excel for the rest of the round.
Right? Hey, like the dash up throw, keep that throw pressure on, or the lows. She really melts too. Yeah, backing away is like, I've had enough of that move. And again, figuring it out in the matchup. What can I do? I can't do fireballs. Maybe I'll try to DI. Maybe I'll try to jump in right after. You can't find like a solid option. You'll look for what's after or the DI again.
KO? Nice. So what's interesting, Sandwich was throwing the lighter version of Superman Punch out, so that way Marissa could recover faster. But, you know, Red Mist just has those S tier reactions. Doesn't matter how fast your move is, I'm just that fast.
I think also in addition, switch with the fireball pressure too. Full screen with it. Go for the DI again. Yeah, you definitely see the confidence is there because they're like, if I can DI this, I can start building up my momentum. And someone asked, how is Sari in this game? It doesn't matter. What matters is if you have fun with the character or not.
True, I agree. I think liking and enjoying a character will help you get through the learning curves of fighting games that can be, you know, frustrating. Because unlike team-based games, you know, it's only you out there in the battle zone, right? So I think it's really important to enjoy it.
Let's go. That was godlike.
Conversion.
Yeesh. I got combos like that in Diamond 1? No way. There are master players.
There's way too many highlights going on, I'm saying. There's way too many highlights. How am I supposed to give such colorful commentary when you guys are always doing these amazing things every few seconds?
It's just watching someone learn in the process of like an actual match. Like it's something I don't really think about when I'm commentating, like, because most players you would assume know everything, or know enough in a matchup. But I want to go back and now watch like higher level matchups to see if players, I'm sure they are learning in the process. Maybe it's just tendencies. Now we go for a jump in and a DI.
Nice
instead.
Adjustment.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time that Sandwich DI'd on landing after the jumping. Because usually, you know, your brain's kind of scattered. You're thinking of like 7 different things at the same time when you're being aggressive, but they were ready.
Switch up can be all the difference. Small things could alter so much in a match.
Ooh. Yeah, this is a DI free zone.
No more. And the more health that you lose, especially in Diamond, I feel the more you feel like it's, I don't want to say it's useless, but you feel like your time has come. You're like, I probably won't make it out of this. So for any player that's watching that isn't Diamond or even like Master or whatever rank, it's never over till it's over, right? We even saw that previously where the other player was in burnout and they were like, I don't want to say it kind of gave up, but they're like, okay, well, there's not much I feel like I can do. We've watched Noah burn out and still stay solid. You could do it too.
Right. Your attitude determines your latitude, saying, you know, you got to have the right mindset when you play games, especially competitively.
That's actually so true.
It's bars.
That's heck of bars. All right. I like these jump ins. I like the switch up. If the Superman punch isn't working out, do something different.
I like the little the changing the fireball that way to bait the parry.
Oh, we're going for shimmies now? Wow. Able to open them up level 3. It's the fist.
There's no way. I know it's Marissa, but he's alive, right? Oh, yeah, he's alive.
I think so.
Ooh. Barely. Time to guess. Ooh, nice bait. Ah, good patience.
Oh, the walk back. That gets us all. Don't worry. That gets us all. The walk back just to kind of bait out a reaction, especially when you're so low on health. You want that ODDP just to stay in the game. But listen, you didn't get cooked. Red, you did very well. It's just the adjustments were made on the other side.
You know, I'm very impressed at how gentle Marissa was carrying Terry at the end. Did you see that? Like she went to like put him to sleep. You know,
tuck him in.
Yeah. It's okay. Here's some more milk and cookies.
Night. Oh, but again, there's a lot of good basis that we have for these players. I mean, y'all are really good. You know, Sandwich is really, really good in terms of switching it up and being like, okay, this option is getting DI'd. I'm going to jump in. And that could be all the determiner to be better, more solid in the match or win, as we just saw. Even top level players will make small adjustments and lead to big success. So keep that in mind as you grow, y'all. And we'll talk about that later on when we coach you. But hey, Red Mist, you didn't get absolutely cooked. There were a lot of things you were doing that were great. So a few things to switch up on. And if you like innate things that you'll have to just work on as a player overall. We all do that. It's a super, you're like, oh, I better bust out, I better hit that ODDP. And then, you know, we all falter and fail like that. Don't worry. That's something we can all get better on. We have one more match, though. And it's a master rank level match. So we might go a little bit more in depth. Let's see who we've got. Serena Star coming through a master's degree right here from
Manon.
Plains Fanwood and Manon player. Okay.
Ooh,
the opponent.
Hey, Miss May Wee herself.
I like the hat too as well. Big Chopper fan. All right, let's see who the opponent is. Flynn also has the Masters in Akuma this time. So we're going to be having an Akuma Manon matchup, which, again, we're going to break this out a little bit deeper. How do you feel about the matchup, like, overall? Because I've heard Japanese players say that they think that Manon slightly wins against Akuma. I've seen Idon do very well against Akuma overall, but this could be a stylistic thing, right? It could not just be a on paper thing. It could be a stylistic thing. What do you think?
I think that it's, like, honestly in Akuma's favor. It's just that Akuma he's a very technical character. In every matchup, you have to figure out it's like its own universe. Not everything applies to every matchup, you know? So a character with 9k health, he can get KO'd really quickly. So he's going to make a lot of mistakes in the learning process. And he's relatively new. He just came out like the past 4 months, right?
Yeah. He's always been like that, right? He's like a character of toolkits where he has so much. And as you mentioned, you have to kind of divvy up the matchup. The ground game is looking pretty good. I like the pressure with the fireballs, the dash ups with the throws. There's the command grab, and that's going to be a problematic thing because once the command grabs get going, even more damage on this character. Not this round. If they complete the combo, there we go.
Ooh, nice conversion. Okay, nice. I like what Flynn was doing there, just keeping the foot on the gas once you got the knockdown. Don't overcomplicate things, and just give a little bit of wiggle room just to see what the Manon player was doing in the corner to try to get out.
Yo, Flynn with the triple dash DI. Nah, you are actually wow. And look, they've been going for Oki quite a bit. Like, they understand, like, this is my advantage state in that she doesn't really have things that I can, you know, have to worry about on wake up. Does get the DI though. 3 medals.
Okay, so yeah, this is where it gets scary because as Manon gets the medals, as you can see, she starts to chunk away at Akuma's health. Wait a minute, might be able to kill? Ooh.
Didn't trust. You know, in that situation, if Flynn, bumps it out, yeah, it's good, But in that situation, Flynn, honestly, most people should just run the super. You're gonna freeze the timer for the drive gauge, and you can just meaty fireball right after, OD fireball if you want to. You'd have yourself back about in the greenish around that. And if it does kill, then you just win. I think for a lot of players to solidify themselves, especially for Akuma, I've been watching a lot of the top level Akuma players spend like level 2 to get a lead and just kind of kill after that. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I think at this rank, to be honest, when it comes to master ranked players, it's just a matter of meter management competency, in my opinion. I think the better you get at managing the meter, the more consistent you become as a player.
100% true. Wow, look at the sweep right after.
Ooh, that was tricky.
And you're dirty for that one.
Yeah.
Teleport, command grab.
To know. You gotta have a lot of trust in your opponent to let them do that. To just make that type of a read that close in their face.
That's true. Serena Star does have some good buttons, like the stand medium, right? Like I feel like that character can check and challenge dash ups, drive rushes, and the teleports. Set the lead, tries to go for the DI. Very smart stuff. Too many stand fears, 4 fears.
Very smart. Goes to the corner. Oh, nice air to air attempt. Oh, that was a good empty jump.
Serena Star. That was
nice.
Amazing.
That was beautiful. That was eyebrow raising amazing. Shout out to Chung.
Ooh, that's the boy. All right, Serena putting some on the deck. 5 medals, but the command grab connects here from Flynn.
Yeah, I think Flynn has a read on what Serena is looking for. Like, as the aggressor, if you can pinpoint what your opponent is and just as importantly is not looking for, you can sneak in things like that from time to time.
Let's get the back throw. Perfect parry on the jump in.
Nice punish.
I like the Tatsu reversal jabs on the wake up. Go for the medal. Hit grab. Actually, I don't have all the medals. You're fine. Command grab. Yeah, in that situation, the -6, hit the command grab. You'll DI. You'll be able to kill. Whatever you want to do. You could level 3 command grab.
Oh my
God. Is that enough?
Oh, that was insane. I'm so shocked that didn't. This is stressing me out. I'm stressed. I'm not even playing. Imagine these two.
I gotta be panicking. Had Flynn woke up with a super, we'll still win the game, but that was insane. Now, I will say for Serena Starr to add on to what she is doing in terms of her competency, her offense is pretty good. For defense, have to intersperse some of these perfect parries every so often or tap parry to show that option. I feel like that's one defensive thing we haven't really seen, but maybe not like that mid-screen. Not
They
when it's
heard
out in
you
the
in
open.
real time.
Oh, no. Not like that,
curse.
Gotta switch it up a little bit. Also, she can do crescent kick to anti-air. That's something that she can do, like if they try to neutral jump or if they try to go for like demon flip. That crescent kick that she has is really good.
I love how optimal Serena is with the punishes by going for the metal up. So Manon's just gonna get scarier over the course of the match. Is that a read? Oh, that's a KO. Goodbye, 9k health. Gotta hold that.
Wow. Okay, we have even better wake-up options right here from Serena. The wake-up super to seal the deal. Do I know leverless? I have a bunch of leverlesses. I'll maybe show one when we come back from the break or come back from this. But right now, Serena is putting in a clinic. As you mentioned, the metals making it even more dangerous to have to deal with. They get the command grab as a punch, but this is fine. You have him up in the corner.
Yeah, I think the best course of oh, that was good. The best punish for Manon, I believe, in that situation is just to go for the metal because she had like 4 or 5 at that point, so she's gonna dish out way more damage as opposed to trying to go for like a normal combo conversion or anything like that. So that was pretty good. That was awesome.
Despite the MR, honestly, y'all don't play like y'all have that MR, to be honest. Very, very strong in terms of like, their play styles and things like that. For Serena, even though I feel like they won, maybe some of those perfect parries interspersed every so often. Flynn, stepping on the gas, was good at the beginning, but has to pull back a little bit. I know Akuma's a very aggressive character compared to some of the other Shotos, but you kind of have to like pull back a little bit and kind of use that fast walk speed back and forth and get yourself outside the distance of the 4 fierce to stand fierce, good for initiation. And you mentioned leverless. Well, I have that with my puppy on it right here.
Aww.
Yeah, it's the little boy right there, Odin. But good stuff for both players, honestly. What do you think about that match?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm excited to see the progress, especially from those two. Once we get the groups together and we share some knowledge and insights about the game, a lot of potential. So.
Out of potential, considering that these are high school students, these classic students just in general. When I was that age, I was not nearly even around capability, even in like the diamond players, and honestly, the rookie players had a really good sense of what to do too as well. So what we'll be doing with Ultimate Street Fighter is again helping these players grow. We're having Zaf and some other coaches, and I also want to mention that Zaf, outside of this, has a stream where he is more than happy to have y'all come through and ask him questions. He's one of the best minds in the business, as you've already heard. You can see it in his content that he has on YouTube. I have to show for the homie because he is absolutely amazing in terms of breaking it down on every single level. I've watched you build up players. I built myself up when I'm able to play, at least, and been better just from watching you evolve and watching how you've helped other people evolve. So Zaf, I just want to say just thank you so much. Any final words you want to leave these players before we start the process of coaching?
Honestly, I'm excited that everybody's participating in this program, and I just all I ask is for an open mind and to just stick to it. It's not gonna be easy. There's gonna be some points where you are gonna get challenged. Fighting games can be brutal to a degree. I'm not going to lie to you, but if you are persistent and you have the right attitude, you can determine your latitude and you can go as far as you want.
As bars upon bars. Thank you, Zaf. We'll be seeing you very, very soon and appreciate your insight. As always, brother. Again, check him out, please. It's a good idea. Follow him on Twitter, all that good stuff. All right, people, that wraps up this episode of Play vs. Download. You got to see the Ultimate Street Fighter, you got to see the Super 25, you got to see why we have Zone Wars instead of Battle Royale, and many other things and the things that we have in store. And as Zaf has mentioned, fighting games are difficult, as any esport game is. And it's a very singular type of thing, but because you have a school and because you have resources and people like Zaf to lead you, don't do this alone. You can always come to your coaches, come to these other players, ask questions, and develop together. That's how the best of the best become the best of the best. Nobody does this by themselves. And speaking by themselves, I could never do this alone. I want to thank Mike. I want to thank Zaf. I want to thank the people in the back, Logan, the whole team at Play Versus for putting this on and giving us the opportunity to have this, just everything for Ultimate Street Fighter and all the good updates I get to give y'all. So with that being said, it's been a great episode, but I think it's time to close out the show. People, stay safe and we will see you in the streets. Peace out.
I was really drawn to PlayVS because it's sort of this unknown space at the time. It's an emerging field, and so it's a really exciting opportunity to kind of follow this space and really be leaders in it. We're designing a product and service that in many cases doesn't already exist.
The big thing at PlayVS that really stands out to me when working here is just the attitude of all the people. There's a lot of people here that love video games, and not only that, they love helping the students and the coaches really maximize that potential.
It's not often in life where you get a chance to have a group of people that are passionate about the same things, and we really all want to make an impact, and that's my ultimate reason for everything.
It's truly a place where everyone is incredibly supportive of one another. And I think the biggest thing is there's just like a lack of pretension. And I think it's kind of a testament to the type of judgment-free culture that we've been able to cultivate.
What's kept me around with PlayVS is I think the people are awesome, and another thing is I really just love the outcome.
Having this opportunity to impact students' life and create something that I wish was there for me was the main motivation.
I think it's my team. That's been something that I've really been able to get to know them and love and enjoy getting to work with them on a regular basis. But then also on top of that, I think it's just being able to see like what impact it's having on these students and these kids.
So being able to work with people that really just want to not just get the job done, but really work towards benefiting competitive gaming is really a cool opportunity.